You know him as the nose tackle for the green and gold, 1993 to 1999, and again 2001 to 2003. What you're about to hear is about more than just football. It's about life. This is Under the Helmet with the Gravedigger. Now, Gilbert Brown and Earl Ingram.
Good morning, Wisconsin. Wipe the dust out your eyes. Tough Love Monday, Earl.
Hey, good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to Under the Helmet with the Gravedigger. Good morning, Calvin. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, Earl. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Hey, Gilbert.
Yes, sir.
9 games in, 3-6, and falling. They played an entertaining game yesterday, man. But entertaining ain't gonna get it, right?
Not in our history.
So, I mean, even if you see improvements, Gilbert, the people ain't accepting improvements. I mean, in the line of business, which is called the NFL, there are no improvement victories, right?
No. I mean, you look, Earl, oh my God. You look at this team and you see glimpse of talent. You see glimpse of guys doing what they need to go do. And then you see things that happen in real life. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? There's certain things that we got to clean up, but can we clean it up with how many games left? 8?
8 games left, man. The toughest part of the schedule coming up.
The meat and potatoes is coming. Oh
let
my
me
God.
let me ask you. You played 10 years in the NFL. You played 4 years in college. You played, I don't know, what, 3 years in high school, 4 years?
4 years in high school.
4 years in high school. Football is football, ain't it? Blocking and tackling. Vince Lombardi used to always say, may God rest his soul, blocking and tackling. You can talk about all the rest of that stuff.
Yeah.
But blocking and tackling.
But Earl, you got to have a great teacher to do the blocking and the tackling. If you don't have a great teacher, you're going to look real mediocre or not even make it to the league. Because somebody got to teach you how to play the game.
Gilbert, I just said you played from high school to college.
I don't care.
And the
Earl.
pros, you played 18 years.
From high school as a freshman to my last year as a pro. In between those two times,
and not know how to tackle.
You gotta have someone that taught you how to play the game.
Gilbert.
And you are a fool if you say anything different.
Not Gilbert, but because I know you and I knew your high school coach. He was the guy who taught you how to tackle first, right?
Yes.
Okay. So then, so with those years with him.
It's just like this, Earl. Each level you get to, it changes. It doesn't say the same. From high school to college, it changes. From college to pro,
learning how to tackle.
Yes. The opposition gets bigger. The opposition gets stronger.
So help us understand, Gilbert. A guy got the ball, he's running towards you.
Yes.
You got to wrap him up, but I know there's somebody in between that you got to get rid of before you can get to him, right?
Yes.
So is the key getting rid of that guy in front of you in order to get to him?
The key to tackling is different on all occasions. It's an open field tackle, it's an in between the lines tackle, whatever you got to do. You got to learn. Like, there's a difference from tackling Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith. There's a difference from tackling those two guys. But if you being taught the difference between those two in tackling, then you're gonna be a pretty good player. You are taught when Barry Sanders is running the ball, don't watch his feet, don't watch his head,
watch his stomach.
Watch his stomach. Because his body can't move without his stomach. He can move without his legs. He can move without his head. Can't move without his stomach.
So, Gilbert, I've heard that with boxing. You can't hit the head, hit him to the body. Same principle as what you say.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
But
Well,
the principle is different when you tackling Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith.
Well, yeah, because Barry Sanders had those great cuts. He could cut on you on a dime. Emmitt Smith was more straight ahead kind of runner.
He was an elusive runner too, but he didn't have that jelly like have that jelly like Thurman Thomas and Barry Sanders had.
Yeah. So for people who don't know what you mean by jelly is elusiveness. You know, them cats will fake you out of your shoes.
Yeah.
You think they're somewhere and they go on something and you go to attack him, and the harder you go to attack him to hit him harder, you're gonna miss him.
The running backs, if they make you make a momentum move,
they go the other way.
Use your momentum against you.
Because that's how smart they are.
Barry Sanders was a master of making you kill yourself. Period.
So we said all that
to say this. Why did we give up all them yards against Pittsburgh?
Our phone lines are open at 844-967-2789. Under the helmet with the grave digger on the Earl Ingram Show, Gilbert. We're in week 9.
Week 9.
And the Green Bay Packers are 3-6. And here you are, man, talking about the cats don't know how to tackle. It's hard for me to believe that they're getting a paycheck. They're getting a big paycheck.
No. I don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say that. You said that.
Okay. So why did they give up 205 yards to a team that averaged only 90 yards a game rushing?
Now, Earl, this is called what? Tough Love Monday, right?
Right.
So hey, we about to give these cats some tough love. It is not. If you watch the game, ladies and gentlemen, you're not sitting there watching the tight pants and butts flopping around and the G's all over the place. But if you're watching the game and you're watching the interior line, we are making mistakes and giving up positionings till they got the holes that they're finding. Now, is that player-wise or is that coaching-wise? Me personally, at any time, I'm thinking, coach got to go back to the drawing board because we got first rounders. Of course, Kenny Clark in there yesterday?
No.
That's a big negative right there. But we saw them guys show up last game.
Well, they played against the Rams. Okay.
The Rams get
without a quarterback.
Rams get paid. Hey. We talking about the running game. We ain't talking about passing.
Well, no, but
there's a difference. And Earl, when I see our defensive line, we're not finding the ball. We're just running upfield. And what happens when you run upfield? You know how you push a kid through the door?
Right.
You tell them, come on, let's get to. That's how the offensive linemen are doing us. We're going to let you run upfield. And all we're going to do is push you on up the field and get behind you. Instead of us using our hands, finding the ball and fighting towards the pressure that they're giving us to clog them holes. When we run upfield, we're opening up the hole even wider.
So Gilbert, because you played on the line.
I am a master against the run. Okay, so I got a PhD in kicking somebody's butt against the run. So I know what I'm talking about.
So the most of the people watching the game don't see it from the line position. They don't know anything about that.
They don't see it, but I see it.
I know you do because that was your
I'm
bread
trying
and
to
butter.
explain it, Earl. I'm trying to explain
Yeah.
it to the best of my ability for the people like yourself that don't know nothing about football. You know.
Well, so the reason I'm pushing back on you is
I want you to.
is because Gilbert. Okay, so the defensive line, is you are stating not the technique is not right.
Technique is not right.
Okay,
they can play better than that.
Okay, so what about the linebackers? Okay,
the linebackers should be playing off the defensive line. But the linebackers can't do nothing if the defensive line is running up the field and the guards are just going straight to the linebackers. Here, I'm going to push you up here. I'm going to push you up the field, then I'm going to run up here and get up on this linebacker. They doing double blocks.
Yeah, and the linebacker ain't equipped to really take on that 310 pound.
By the time he get up to the linebacker, he got the angle on the linebacker. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And the running back just going to cut off that block. That's what I'm talking about, Earl. It's the defense. We're breaking down the defense first, right? That's what we're doing. We're breaking down, then we're going to get over into the offense. But this defense, man, we only still gave up 23 points. We had our normal. Offense failed to score over 23 points. Of course. But we gave up too many yards in the run game.
So 23 points, you should win the game if the defense give up 23 points. Because here's what happened.
I ain't going to say that with this team.
All right, so here's what happened. The Packers, the Steelers scored 17 points in the first 3 possessions. And they only scored 6 the rest of the game.
Means
in
what?
The first 3 possessions.
Means what, Earl?
That's when they scored their points.
Means what?
Means the defense then tightened up.
Means that we made those adjustments at halftime.
Right.
So when we came out, it was a different game.
That's correct.
You see what I'm saying? But we still gave up too many yards.
So, all right, listen, we got to go to a break. Under the Helmet with the Grave Digger, 844-967-2789 is the number. Your thoughts on the game and the season thus far.
Tough Love Monday.
Be right back. All right.
You're listening to The Shaw, WAUK.
Earn extra cash for the holidays. Visit Robert Hack Diamonds for their gold buying event November 15th through the 18th. They'll buy your gold for real green, and you could walk away with tickets to see the Green and Gold score a touchdown in Green Bay. Score top dollar with an offer on the spot for your unwanted gold, silver, and diamonds, all in a relaxed atmosphere. Get free professional valuations from a local name and trusted company. You'll learn exactly what you have and what it's worth with the international experience at Robert Hack Diamonds. Did you inherit jewelry that may not be to your taste but is sentimental? Why not convert it to something new and exciting? Or trade in your outdated pieces for something new? So many options. Robert Hack is having their gold buying event November 15th through the 18th and is paying cash for your unwanted gold, silver, and diamonds. See him in Brookfield, just east of Moreland on Greenfield Avenue, or 76th and Layton, right on the corner of Greenfield. Visit roberthackdiamonds.com.
The Shaw, WAUK.
Creep on in, on in. Whoa. See, I'm riding high. Whoa.
Yeah.
Kind of broke the scene, y'all.
I got what? I got what?
Like, give me some brew and I might just chill. But I'm the type that like to light another joint like Cypress Hill. I still do these spit loogies when I puff on.
I see you out here in the car. I see you.
Right. Welcome back to Under the Helmet with the Grave Digger on the Earl Ingram Show. As always, you can join us at 844-967-2789. 844-967-2789. Text us at that same number. You know, Gilbert, we talked about the defense. They gave up 17 points in the first half.
Yeah.
6 points the rest of the way.
Field goals.
Can you, they held the Steelers to 140 yards passing.
Yeah.
Hey, man, they gave up under 400 yards total offense.
Yeah.
Can you still blame them?
Blame the defense?
Yeah. But they gave up 200 yards rushing.
This loss was a team effort, or you can't just blame one person. You can't just blame one unit. There's 3 units to the game: offense, defense, special teams. All 3 didn't get the job done yesterday.
Well, okay, so you say you can't blame one person.
One unit.
But the coach, LaFleur,
my God,
is saying that Aaron Jones made a huge mistake. He basically is saying that he kind of helped cost them the game because with 58 seconds left and the Packers had the ball and they needed a touchdown and they threw a swing pass to Aaron Jones and Aaron Jones tried to break it. He was supposed to go out of bounds, and Matt LaFleur has said even after the game, he pointed the finger at Aaron Jones. And
you know what, Earl?
He stated.
You know what, Earl?
What?
I bet you today he won't take that back. I bet you today he wants to take that back. You cannot put that on a player that's trying to make this game, that's trying to win this game. He saw something. Aaron Jones is a professional. He saw something that maybe he could do, but it didn't come out his way. That's what your boy said. But let's check this out though. Why are we in this position? If you didn't want him to try his best, don't call that play. Call something else. But for you to blame this cat because we didn't score on him, that's wrong.
Well,
it's 10 other guys on the field.
Well, Gilbert, one of the reasons why it's going to come back to haunt him is because of who Aaron Jones is. He bleeds green and gold, right? He gave up $5 million.
Oh, my God.
I don't know if you would have did that to come back to the Packers, right?
I would have done it.
Okay. But he gave up $5 million to come back to the Packers because he loves the Packers. And we, the coach, LaFleur, and everybody knows just how great a player he is. And, did he make a mistake? Well,
yeah, but Earl, if you want to sit up there and you want to start pointing fingers at people, which a coach should never do, you start pointing at that receiving core.
Yeah, they
you start pointing it at that offensive line. That let J.J. Watt hit not J.J. Watt, the other Watt boy,
right,
hit the quarterback. Hits on quarterback, pressures on quarterbacks, changes games. I mean, come on. That's if you want to start pointing the finger, start pointing the finger at all the flaws. Start pointing the finger at the defense. Don't single out one guy and say this is why we lost the game.
Well, Gilbert, I will tell you that I'm sure Aaron Jones, being the kind of man he is,
mm-hmm.
that probably hurts him.
It hurts him, but I'm gonna tell you what he's gonna do. He ain't gonna come out in the media and say nothing about it.
Right.
That's the type of player he is. He gonna say, "Okay, coach, I'm gonna pick my hard hat up. I'm gonna grab my lunchbox and I'm gonna go back to work." That's a true professional. And if you're going to do something, let's keep it in-house. I'm going to come up to your office. We're going to talk about it. Then we're going to move on.
But he's clearly going to have a conversation with the coach.
He need to. Or even the coach needs to pull him aside and say, hey, man, I didn't mean for what I said to come out the way it did. But this is what we should have done.
I'm sure he's probably going to be forced to say that because it's all over the news that he pointed out Aaron Jones. And I'll say this. Our phone lines are open at 844-967-2789. 844-967-2789. Gilbert, the Packers are now 3-6. And 8 games left. And so how do you motivate a 3-6 team that's not going anywhere? You know, they already know, because you said at the beginning of the season, their goal is to win the Super Bowl. Every team when they first start out.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
When you turn around and see you're 3-6, where does the motivation come from? Your paycheck?
No. The motivation comes from the love of the game, Earl. It comes from pride, Packer pride. These 8 games right now, if I was the head coach, I would say these next 8 games, you got to give me your all. Because now we're playing for next year.
Hey, Gilbert, I don't know, man. You know, because
we are, Earl. If we lay down right now and not fix the things that we need to fix, this is going to happen next year.
How do you tell a cat, man, you playing for next year, and the cat
you don't say in that many words.
I know.
Playing for next year. I mean, come on, let's be real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we're playing to get better each game.
So this is where, Gilbert, I've been saying it all along, that he needs to bring you cats in there, man, to talk to the players. Apparently, he can't get it done, right? Is it safe to say?
I wouldn't say he can't get it done because they paying him to get it done.
Right.
He needs to use the tools that's available to him to get it done.
But if he's 6-9, 3-6, he ain't getting it done.
So then he needs the tools to get it done. And what are the tools, Earl?
That's what I want you
bringing
to tell
some of us old cats in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Getting on your coaches to coach better. Look at the game and dissect it like I am. And see what the problems are and get on the guys to get on the proper coaches to get the proper things fixed. Because what I see can be fixed on the defensive line. The offensive line is talent. Period.
Listen. All right. We'll be right back. Our phone lines are open at 844-967-2789 under the helmet with the grave digger. Be right back.
Your home of the Earl Ingram Show. Weekday mornings from 8 till 10 on The Shaw. 540 AM and 101.1 FM WAUK. Your hometown radio refreshed. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
Civic Media News. I'm Terry Bell. Here's what Wisconsin needs to know. Leaders with the universities of Wisconsin are urging lawmakers to release $32 million. They released a plan last week to bolster degree programs to prepare graduates for key jobs in the Wisconsin workforce, but Republicans still want cuts to diversity offices. UW System President Jay Rothman says a deal's a deal.
We're taking the legislature at their word. They said this was focused on workforce development, and I think everyone in the state of Wisconsin can look at this and say, this is good for our state.
That's Rothman on Capital City Sunday on Channel 27 in Madison. A former Milwaukee police officer is acquitted of homicide charges. A Milwaukee jury on Friday found former officer Michael Mattioli not guilty in the 2020 death of Joel Acevedo. Mattioli says he was acting in self-defense. I'm Terry Bell, Civic Media News. Now here's what you need to know closer to home.
For WAUK News, I'm Stuart J. Waddles. 2 drivers were killed in a head-on collision in Watertown Saturday night. It happened in the southbound lanes of the State Highway 26 bypass north of 19. The driver of the wrong-way vehicle was pronounced dead at the scene with no one else in that vehicle. The second vehicle involved had 3 people inside, and the driver of that vehicle also died. Authorities are investigating the cause of the crash. Rules for riders are being reviewed by the DNR. Officials are issuing a reminder to hunters regarding the regulations governing ATV use during the upcoming deer season. The DNR emphasizes that shooting from an ATV, even when it's stationary, remains prohibited. Hunters are required to unload their guns and bows while transporting them on an ATV. Bow season has already started for Wisconsin deer hunters, while the gun deer season starts Saturday. And that's what you need to know. I'm Stuart J. Waddles, WAUK News.
The fastest hour in radio, serving truth, justice, and equality with every slice. Outside the Pizza Box with Pizza Mike. Friday nights at 7 on the Shaw, 540 AM and 101.1 FM, WAUK. Up North News Radio with Pat Kreitlow, Wisconsin's home for daily conversations about the state's latest headlines and stories. Weekday mornings from 6 till 8 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the Civic Media app.
The Packers with another loss on the road. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Packers lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers 23-19. It came down to the final play of the game. 3 seconds left on the clock, 16 yards from the goal line. Jordan Love throws to Christian Watson, but the pass intercepted. Watson asked if the play was similar to others this season.
I'm just running the route, trying to get into the end zone. Obviously, leave everything else to 10, try to fit it in somewhere. But at the end of the day, it's a tough situation to be in.
The Packers host the Chargers Sunday. NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks back at Fiserv Forum tonight against the Chicago Bulls. The Bucks lost over the weekend to the Magic in Orlando, 112-97. Giannis with 35 points and 10 rebounds, but without Damian Lillard dealing with a calf injury. College football, at the start of the season, the Wisconsin Badgers were ranked 19th in the nation. Saturday, they lost again, this time to Northwestern, 24-10. Luke Fickell.
The expectation, sometimes you got to find a way to get over top of that. Right now, we have not.
With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
Here's your updated forecast on the Shaw. High of 58 today, under clear skies, westerly winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. Clear skies again tonight, lows dip down to about 32. High temperatures reach up to 58 tomorrow. For Civic Media, I'm meteorologist Eric Height. Currently, it's 45 degrees.
While there are many unexpected factors that can affect the next growing season, farmers have grown to expect the expected with Rank Seed. Our consistent top-end yields come from strict quality control, trusted technology, and local dealers invested in your success. Rank Seed has been a family-owned and operated business since 1846. More than 175 years later, we still have the highest performing genetics on the market in all environments. Expect the expected with Rank Seed.
Waukesha, home of Les Paul, our awesome farmers market, and the Shaw, 540 AM and 101.1 FM, WAUK. UK.
Cash rules everything around me. Queen, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
I grew up on the crime side, the New York Times side. Staying alive was no
All
job.
right, welcome back to Under the Helmet with the Grave Digger on the Earl Ingram Show. As always, you can join us at 844-967-2789. 844-967-2789. You can text us at that same number. You know, Gilbert, we can talk a little bit now about Jordan Love. And halfway through the season, it's time to compare his numbers to Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. And surprisingly, they're almost the same. Now, yeah. Now we're hearing people say it's time to replace Jordan Love. Rodgers had thrown at at the same time, the statistical comparisons. Let's delve a little deep into them. Um, the biggest differences between Love and Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. Now, Jordan Love.
Is these statistics all year one statistics?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So through 8 starts this season, Love has completed 59.6% of his passes, the lowest rate among all qualified quarterbacks this season. Favre was at 64.8 through 8 starts, and Rodgers was at 63.7. Now, not a big difference between 59% and 63%, right? I mean, those are not the greatest numbers for pro football quarterbacks.
Well, Earl, you seem like a statistical guy. I saw stats last week. Now, last year, 2022 Aaron Rodgers versus 2023 Jordan Love. At this point, their records 3-5 and 3-5. This is last year at this time. Aaron Rodgers, 1,820 yards. Jordan Love, 1,891 yards. Okay? Percentage, 225 yards per game, 6.6. 215 yards per game, 6.6. 13 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. 14 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
So the 4 interceptions, the first one was Rodgers, 13 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
And this year, his at last week was 14 and 8 interceptions. Most yards in the game for Aaron Rodgers at this point in time was 255 yards. Most yards in the game for Jordan Love up to last week was 259 yards. 95.8 rating, 81.9 rating for Jordan Love. Identically almost the same.
Yep.
But nobody wants to get rid of Aaron Rodgers last year.
And the fact that Aaron Rodgers was the MVP, the year before that. Something happened, right? Clearly something happened. Now, last year, Aaron Rodgers didn't have Devontae Adams, did he?
Nope. He got the same receiving core that Jordan Love has. And the numbers are exactly the same.
Hey, Gilbert, that tells the story, right?
Yes.
I mean, really, those statistics you can't refute. Aaron Rodgers was a MVP quarterback the year before.
A Super Bowl champion.
But a 4-time MVP, I think, or 3-time, whatever it was.
How many years in the league? 10 years in the league.
Right.
This is Jordan Love's first year at bat.
So I wonder, man, for all those people who want to blame Jordan Love, I heard people say that the Packers need to tank the rest of the season so they can get a quarterback.
Stupid.
Well, that does happen, and we've seen teams going to the tank.
Yeah, they go into the tank, but not by choice. They at least trying to win a game. They ain't gonna just say, "Oh, let's just forfeit." You might as well just say, "Let's forfeit."
You don't think any team does that?
No, they're trying. I mean, even them teams they went up to be 0-15, they're still trying. They got pride.
Gilbert, football's about winning and losing. You played it all those years.
Yeah,
man. The more you lose, now the Packers. They won the one game in between. But, man, the people forget, right? The people forget. It don't take long for them to forget. Those statistics you just mentioned about Aaron Rodgers.
And Jordan Love.
That's amazing to me, man, that it was actually that close. And nobody can point their finger at Jordan Love if, in fact, those statistics that you read They are accurate.
Earl, you saw it yesterday. I mean, he made mistakes, but he was putting that ball where it was supposed to be on several occasions. He makes mistakes, his reads, certain things, but that's that first year. That's that first year deal. That's why I'm trying to explain to everybody. Year 2 is going to be totally different. Because then he got to get in the lab with these receivers that he got. Because it blows my mind that they keep dropping passes like they do.
Well, 18 times Love has been sacked in those first 9 games. Rodgers was sacked 17 times and Favre 16 times. So it's all apples and oranges. And you are right. And for people who keep saying it's Love, it's not him, man. It's got to be the receivers. He's got such a young group of receivers. They knew this. And there were people who early on in the season, Gilbert, said that the Packers needed to pick up some veteran receivers. They chose not to. Am I right?
If you didn't do anything during the trade deadline, this is what you get. This is what you get.
Yeah.
But then again, what can you have done in the trade deadline? One person is not going to change this team. Two people ain't going to change this team.
Well, when the most experienced player, that receiver that the Packers have is their third string tight end. He's played 4 years. And then all these other guys are 2 years, Gilbert. They knew going in. Certainly they saved a lot of money. When you've got all these rookie receivers, Gilbert, you're not paying them much, right? It's safe to say that.
Yeah.
First year.
It's safe to say that.
Man, they've saved, and they decided to save a lot of money.
And the experience of the offensive line plays into it too. Because you got a bunch of young cats up there too.
Let's bring in Al from Milwaukee and from Detroit himself. Hey Al, what's going on, man?
Good morning, gentlemen. But Gilbert, you know yourself, when Aaron Rodgers came in, it's like when Favre came in, the major change that was made in the next year was the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
And until they get an offensive line, Love or nobody else will come in there and do nothing.
Al,
the defense got to be tightened up. Yeah.
Al, I love you because you
know it's
understand the game. You understand the game. You see what I see. If they don't change that offensive line next year, we're going to get the same result this year, period.
Well, but they know they're going to have to change the offensive line, Gilbert. They see it. You know, how can they not? I mean, if you look at the stats, Love 3-5 in the 8 games, now 3-6. Rodgers was 4-5, and Favre was 4-5 at the same time. I don't know how you can say it's Love's fault, man. If you're looking at that, how can you blame him?
You can't. You got to blame the strengthening coach because all these little fairies that they got, as they call receivers, they come in out of college trying to be cute, but ain't nobody in the weight room. Every time they get on the field, as soon as they get bumped, they hurt, and they got to sit out a week or two. You got to get some men in there. You got a bunch of boys.
Uh-oh.
You know what? And Al gonna call a spade, man. Some of them boys catch the ball and they looking for a place to fall. They ain't gonna fight. They ain't gonna get those extra yards. They looking for a place to fall, Earl.
Well, Gilbert, then what you're saying is pro football players who are being paid to play the game.
No, I ain't saying that.
Okay.
You putting words in my mouth.
Okay, what you saying? Okay.
I am saying that our receiving core needs to get better. I am saying we need to catch the ball. We need to run the ball. We need to run our routes properly, and we need to get tougher. We are a finesse team that can't finesse nobody right now. When they look at the scouting report for the Green Bay Packers, we can run the ball against them, and we can shut their passing game down.
So Gilbert,
That's
means
scouting report.
Well, that means in simplest terms, they're soft. hey. I mean, you can say it. I mean, you can't say it, but I can say it.
Yeah, I'll let you say that.
If you know,
I'm gonna say we are inexperienced. We are very inexperienced in certain areas of this team.
Well, they knew that, man. That's why they're the youngest team in the league. They should have expected this. Is it safe to say that?
And like you said, Earl, were they trying to save money?
I think they were.
Or they didn't have no money?
Well, so part of this, Gilbert, is
because you just said Aaron Jones gave up $5 million.
Yes, they look to save money because Aaron Rodgers' numbers are still on the books. Right?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers' numbers are still on the books. And they got some other guys whose numbers are still on the books. And so, yeah, they didn't mind losing money, Gilbert, when they had Aaron Rodgers and they thought they had a chance to go to the Super Bowl. But when they know they don't have a chance at all, they're going to finally get a chance to cut some salaries, man. I think that's what they've done. Clearly, when they've gotten younger, they've cut salaries.
Is it safe to say this now makes us to be a rebuilding year?
Hey, Gilbert, I said that beginning of the season.
They were avoiding that word.
I know. Well, you know why?
Why?
Hey, we'll do this on the other side. Al, hang on a minute. Under the helmet with the grave digger and Al on the Earl Ingram Show. We'll be right back.
Big Al!
Life is hectic. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, yo. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, yo. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, yo. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, yo. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, yo. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, yo. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, yo. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, yo. Yeah.
WAUK.
Earn extra cash for the holidays. Visit Robert Hack Diamonds for their gold buying event November 15th through the 18th. They'll buy your gold for real green, and you could walk away with tickets to see the Green and Gold score a touchdown in Green Bay. Score top dollar with an offer on the spot for your unwanted gold, silver, and diamonds, all in a relaxed atmosphere. Get free professional valuations from a local name and trusted company. You'll learn exactly what you have and what it's worth with the international experience at Robert Hack Diamonds. Did you inherit jewelry that may not be to your taste but is sentimental? Why not convert it to something new and exciting? Or trade in your outdated pieces for something new? So many options. Robert Hack is having their gold buying event November 15th through the 18th and is paying cash for your unwanted gold, silver, and diamonds. See him in Brookfield, just east of Moreland on Greenfield Avenue, or 76th and Layton, right on the corner of Greenfield. Visit roberthackdiamonds.com.
You're listening to The Shaw, WAUK.
Brother with the Grave Digger on the Earl Ingram Show, and special guest Al is hanging on the line. Hey, Gilbert and Al, I did a little research during the break, and the salary cap for the teams last year was $226 million per team. It was $224 million the year before. Last year, Green Bay Packers salaries were $162 million, Gilbert and Al. This year, it's $125 million. So yes, they have cut their salaries $35 million in 1 year, which says they cut the salaries. And so when you cut the salaries, it kind of clear what happens, man, when you're getting cheaper players and less experience. Is it safe to say that, Gilbert?
It's safe to say that we started off with trying to keep Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
So we taking money here and moving it here, taking money there and moving it there.
Right.
Then it all blew up in our face. Now we caught in this conundrum and we're trying to get out of it. So that when we look at the talent on the field, could we have brought in a veteran receiver, veteran lineman, veteran something? We probably couldn't have. I don't know. I don't know the numbers to make sure, but we're stuck in this thing right now. We need to find our way out.
Well, so those numbers tell the story.
It shows.
And the fact that, and I didn't even know before we went to break, I talked about the fact that they were cutting salaries because for years with Rodgers and all the other high priced players, they were certainly in the red. Now clearly they get a chance, and they knew they were going to be younger. You're younger, they don't pay those major salaries, and that's where they are. Let's go to Cindy from Appleton. Good morning to you, Cindy. You say what?
Well, you're probably both going to be offended by what I have to say, but I think all the salaries need to be cut because everybody I know is getting cut salaries. And if you can't live on $135 million a year, well, I think there's something wrong with you.
Well, that's the entire group of players.
That's Miss Cindy's perspective, man. You know, she talking about she tired of everybody talking about I got this money, but we ain't getting this done. Come on, man. Come on. I hear you, Miss Cindy. I hear you.
Yeah. Well, man, put it this way. Aaron Rodgers last year, his base salary was $1,150,000.
That's his base salary?
Yep, but his signing bonus.
Ooh, child.
His signing bonus was $25 million. So that's how this thing works.
But in football, Earl, the only thing that was guaranteed, was that signing bonus. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything else is out the door if something happened to you.
Because if you look at Bakhtiari, his salary was $1,120,000. His signing bonus $6 million. Preston Smith salary $1,150,000. Signing bonus $9,000. So when you look $9 million. So when you look, Gilbert, the money, Kenny Clark, $1,035,000 is his base salary. Reasonable. But signing bonus $5 million. That's where
you got to do it that way.
They call it dead money. So what do they mean by dead money? The signing bonus?
Yes, meaning that you got that, but we're really paying you this throughout the year. You see what I'm saying? So you get paid every 2 weeks. You got to fit all that money in every 2 weeks.
Well, it looks more than reasonable when you look at a base salary of Aaron Rodgers, $1,150,000, David Bakhtiari, $1,120,000, Preston Smith. Last year, $1,150,000, Kenny Clark, $1,035,000. That doesn't seem like a lot of money, man, but it's on that other side of it. That's where the money is.
Right. They got to sell a lot of hot dogs and beer. Then the people are like, why do hot dogs cost so much? Well.
Hey, Al, you're a fan. What are your thoughts about where the Packers are right about now?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Well, see, you talked about everything but IR. You see, when these guys get out here and get hurt and they go on IR, the company's not paying them. That's an insurance policy. And they get too comfortable getting paid by the insurance company rather than by the team. Now, you know, those numbers don't tell the whole picture. But as I said, these are boys instead of men coming in to play this game. And we played back in the 50s and 60s with less healthy equipment
right.
and everything else. And we got out there and ain't no way in hell you could tell me if I bump my head, I ain't going to play. I'm going to go out on that field if I'm crippled, crawling, and crazy, because that's what I did. I loved the game.
Yeah. But wow. That's wow.
So, Gilbert, what do you want to say, man, as we get ready to close?
Well, Al is right, man. You know what I'm saying? But the game has changed and evolved so much that certain things are not the same as they used to be.
No, you got to
and the player is not the same as they used to be.
The player deserves to be protected. It's a dangerous game.
Yeah.
And we've seen the outcome of the way they used to play in Al's day. And it's not good for the players long term, right? Safe to say that?
Safe to say that, Earl. So that's why the game has to evolve and has to change. Even though the guys say they're softer, they're not.
All right, we got to go. Always good to talk to you, my friend.
Likewise, my friend.
We'll be back together again next Monday.
See you,
I'm going to
Cal.
help me with the grave dig on the Earl Ingram Show. We'll be right back.
Yo, Big Sandy, I say what's up.
I will.
Parkway are fighting traffic on the interstates. This is The Shaw, 540 AM and 101.1 FM, WAUK. Enjoying this local program? Find the complete Civic Media lineup at civicmedia.us or the Civic Media app.
The bakers of Country Hearth and Village Hearth Breads are proud to support local education with Loaves for Learning, the program that makes it easy to earn money for your school. Enjoy Country Hearth and Village Hearth all-natural breads, buns, bagels, and more. Then save the UPC from the package for your school to collect and redeem. Each is worth 5 cents and can be used for books, computers, sports, music, whatever your school needs, up to $10,000 a year. Learn more at loavesforlearning.com. Country Hearth and Village Hearth Breads, baking our best for you.
You're listening to The Shaw, WAUK 540 AM Jackson, W266DR Waukesha, and always streaming on the Civic Media app.
CBS News Brief. The situation at hospitals in Gaza is growing more dire as Israeli troops surround the largest one, Al-Shifa. The Palestinian Health Ministry's Dr. Mohammed Kandil.
There is no service for pediatric patients in the northern area. 5 kids in the
pediatric ICU, left alone in Rantisa Hospital, and we don't know what's going on with them.
Donald Trump Jr. has just arrived at court in New York City. He's expected to take the stand again, but this time as a witness for the defense in the civil fraud trial against his family's business organization. The new House Speaker, Mike Johnson, proposing a double-pronged plan to keep federal offices from running out of money Friday. CBS's Natalie Brand.
The House proposal could get a vote on the floor as early as Tuesday. The Speaker can afford to lose only a handful of GOP votes, meaning he could need Democratic support in order to pass it.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
The Civic Media Network of radio stations across Wisconsin. It's your hometown radio. Refreshed.
Civic Media News. I'm Terry Bell. Here's what Wisconsin needs to know. 96 people in Wisconsin died from domestic violence last year. That's the highest number in 22 years. Those numbers are from the group End Domestic Abuse Wisconsin. Some social workers tell the State Journal they're worried the situation will get worse with looming cuts to federal victim resource funding. Some local programs say they'll have to close. Efforts to keep the Brewers in Milwaukee could be in trouble. The state Senate votes tomorrow on an amended bill to pay for maintenance at American Family Field. But as of this morning, not enough senators support it to pass it. The bill's author is Republican Dan Fine.
We're still in session until February, March. So this is not over for this session. We're hopeful to get to some kind of an agreement before we adjourn for the year.
Fine on Upfront on WISN TV in Milwaukee. I'm Terry Bell, Civic Media News. Here's what you need to know closer to home.
For WAUK News, I'm Stuart J. Waddles. One critical injury is being reported after a fire at a high-rise senior living facility in Milwaukee last night. Investigators say the fire started on the 10th floor at just before 9 last night. The building is 14 stories tall, and there were 4 floors where people were trapped. Only a 76-year-old was rushed to the hospital. It's uncertain when residents will be allowed to return to the building. A major real estate investment firm is leaving the area. Physicians Realty Trust is set to leave Milwaukee after its merger with Health Peak Properties. The firm will operate out of their headquarters in Denver. The company does plan to maintain its offices on North Water Street. Upon completion of the merger next year, the combined entity will possess an extensive portfolio of 52 million square feet of healthcare-focused real estate. And that's what you need to know. I'm Stuart J. Waddles, WAUK News.
Radio keeps your community informed, entertained, and connected. It's what we're all about at the Civic Media Network of local radio stations.
We're having fun and moving fast to preserve hometown radio across Wisconsin. This includes a commitment to news. Now we want to invite you to join Civic Media's exclusive Facebook group, Wisconsin Breaking News. It's a place to share your community's news and chat with others from across the state about it.
Join the Facebook group, Wisconsin Breaking News today. It's the perfect companion to your local Civic Media radio station.
The Packers lose on the last play of the game. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Packers lost to the Steelers 23-19 in Pittsburgh. The game was back and forth and came down to the final 3 seconds. Green Bay on the Pittsburgh 16, and instead of a touchdown, the ball intercepted by the Steelers. Jordan Love.
Last play of the game, trying to take a shot to the end zone, dialed up a play that we, work all the time in practice. Pretty much just trying to get a shot right there in the front in line to Christian. The DB was able to jump in front of the route and make a pick.
The Packers now 3-6. They host the Chargers on Sunday. NBA, the Bucks are back at home tonight. They host the Chicago Bulls. Milwaukee losing to the Magic in Orlando 112-97. That snapped a 14-game winning streak the Bucks had over the Magic. Milwaukee now 5-4 for the year. College football, offense, defense, special teams, nothing seems to be working for the Wisconsin Badgers after losing at home 24-10 to Northwestern. Luke Fickle.
There's not a single complimentary thing right now that we're doing. I don't think we've done in the last couple of weeks.
With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
You can always continue the conversation on social media. Share your thoughts when you find and follow Civic Media on Facebook, X, and Instagram.
Here's your updated forecast on the Shaw.
Sunny skies and calm this afternoon with highs around 58. Winds out of the west 10 to 15 miles an hour. Tonight, low is around 32. High of 58 tomorrow.
For Civic Media, I'm meteorologist Derek Height.
Currently, it's 45 degrees.
The Todd Alba Show.
I had tweeted out after the second game of the year, a hot take. I said, by the end of the year, we will see Braden Locke as the starting quarterback of the Wisconsin Badgers. Now, Mr. Mordecai broke his hand. And by golly, not the way I thought it would happen, but Braden Locke has become the starting quarterback.
And another finger on the monkey's paw curls.
Where did you get that one?
The Todd Alba Show. Weekdays noon till 2 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app. This is your local Civic Media radio station. Want to hear even more? Anytime? Find all of it at civicmedia.us. Broadcasting to Waukesha at 101.1 FM. Broadcasting to Southeast Wisconsin at 540 AM. This is The Shaw, WAUK.
Someone knocking at the door, somebody ringing the bell. Someone's knocking at the door, somebody's ringing the bell. Do me a favor, open the door, and let him in. Ooh, yeah. Someone's knocking at the door, somebody's ringing the bell. Someone's knocking at the door, somebody's ringing the bell. Do me a favor, open the door, let them in. Yeah, let them in.
All right. Welcome back to the Earl Ingram Show. As always, you can join us at 844-967-2789, 844-967-2789. Text us at that same number. You know, Thanksgiving is couple of weeks away, and I think that, you know, the older I get, the more I miss some of the traditions, right? And what those days used to mean, you know, and I don't know. Certainly, families are still gathering. People travel all over the country. Thanksgiving, Christmas are probably two of the most traveled holidays that there are. But I do think that there's something that's missing, and maybe it's just the fact that as we age, we look at all these things through a different prism. Because Thanksgiving used to always be just one of my favorite of all holidays. That probably is because my uncles and aunties, who are all long since gone, my mom, my dad, many of my brothers and sisters, all those people are gone. And so that's what it meant. You know, I never, Thanksgiving to me was never about, you know, what they claim it was about, the pilgrims and all. That was never what that meant to me. It was always about extended family. And no matter what was going on in the world, at least for that day, you know, for that period of time, you knew that all the rest of the things in the world didn't matter. It was a respite. Thanksgiving was a respite. And so no matter what was going on, we could escape. And maybe that's what that is, right? Maybe that's what that was. An escape from reality. Because here's what happens still. As a nation, we all pull together once a year and we feed everybody. All the churches, all of the nonprofits, businesses, you name it. We're going to make sure everybody gets a hot meal. There's nobody who's homeless who won't get a hot meal on Thanksgiving. Our phone lines are open at 844-967-2789. If we can do it for one day, I believe we can do it and should do it on a daily basis. People aren't just hungry on Thanksgiving. And if we can make it happen, as we do, but and we know people are hungry and we know where they are, because surely, I don't care where they are, people reach them, and there's a hot meal, and they welcome everybody in. Why can't we do that every day? 844-967-2789. I'll tell you, I miss those days of my siblings and my aunts and uncles and my mother and my father. I miss those days. And Thanksgiving will never be the same for me because it's those people that I miss. And maybe that's what it was all the time. Maybe it wasn't so much the day as it was the people. 844-967-2789. Help me understand. Those of you who've been around a while, if I'm just waxing nostalgic, or if there's something to what I'm saying. Because, something about aging, something about thinking and looking back over the years, and how those things that we took for granted, we wish we can have them back just one more time. Now, I'm going to be doing what I do every Thanksgiving. I'm sure I'll get more than an inordinate amount of calls for me to make my award-winning deep fried turkey. I'm just saying, I'm not exaggerating. I'm an award-winning guy when it comes to my deep fried turkeys. So people ask me constantly to, hey, you deep frying any turkeys? Well, and there have been times when, I've spent probably from 5 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock in the evening preparing deep fried turkeys for people on Thanksgiving. Probably not going to do it as much this time around. Let's go to Karina from Milwaukee. Good morning to you, Karina. How you doing? Am I off base?
No, I don't think so. The whole holiday for me is a kind of adaptive one, right? And as an observer at first and a participant later on in the Thanksgiving, I think it's not just about Thanksgiving. It's more of a unity. and the country is divided. Everybody pulls the blanket on their own side. The only thing that of parties and political and economical, powerful people are pulling that baby apart, and unfortunately, it reflects on the mood and desires of a whole country, and there is no unity. There is no desire to say thank you.
Well, Karina, you're from a different nation, and so you see it clearly from a different perspective than most of us who are born and bred in this nation, and what we've been taught. You see it from the prism of, from a different nation. But it is. I mean, if we can all come together and make sure that everybody eats on Thanksgiving, and then we stand up and we say, bravo, everybody ate. Look at what we've done. But then the very next day, we walk past the same people who we fed on Thanksgiving, and we feel like we've accomplished something. How does that make any sense?
No, it doesn't make sense, especially that if you look into physiological part of the deal, if you're going to take somebody very hungry and feed them, they'll die. Okay? They just die because they're not capable of digesting that much food. One, two, I don't understand why in America are hungry people in the begin with, right? We're not third country. We have enough surplus. Look how much food is being thrown away on a daily basis. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because people would rather lose than to spend any amount of resources, like soul resources, time resources, money resources, to actually giving it away. It's easier to put it in the garbage.
Yeah, I mean, you're right on point, and thank you as always, Karina. I want to give it some thought. I want you to give it some thought and give me a call after we come back. Got some bills to pay. But, 844-967-2789. We'll be right back.
Knocking at the door, somebody ringing the bell. Do me a favor, open the door, and let 'em in.
The Shaw, WAUK.
Earn extra cash for the holidays. Visit Robert Hack Diamonds for their gold buying event November 15th through the 18th. They'll buy your gold for real green, and you could walk away with tickets to see the Green and Gold score a touchdown in Green Bay. Score top dollar with an offer on the spot for your unwanted gold, silver, and diamonds, all in a relaxed atmosphere. Get free professional valuations from a local name and trusted company. You'll learn exactly what you have and what it's worth with the international experience at Robert Hack Diamonds. Did you inherit jewelry that may not be to your taste but is sentimental? Why not convert it to something new and exciting? Or trade in your outdated pieces for something new? So many options. Robert Hack is having their gold buying event November 15th through the 18th and is paying cash for your unwanted gold, silver, and diamonds. See him in Brookfield, just east of Moreland on Greenfield Avenue, or 76th and Layton. right on the corner of Greenfield. Visit roberthackdiamonds.com.
This is The Shaw, WAUK.
It's not your situation. I just need contemplation over you. I'm not so systematic. It's just that I'm an addict for your love. Nothing I wanna hold you. I never ever should have told you you're my only girl. I'm not the only one that holds you. I never ever should have told you you're my only world. Just think how long I've known you. It's wrong for me to own you, lock and key. It's really not
All right, welcome back to the Earl Ingram Show. As always, you can join us at 844-967-2789. 844-967-2789. Text us at that same number. What is wrong with us as a society? Hey, Calvin, you know who Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is?
I am familiar, yes.
Okay, so the former WWE wrestler, later became a great movie maker and you know, filthy rich guy and smart guy. I like him. Got great personality. But why would people say that he should be the president of the United States? Why are people? He said, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has revealed that multiple political parties approached him and asked him if he would consider becoming president of the United States. And so a survey, a poll, revealed that almost 50% of Americans would support his campaign.
I don't know about that one, Earl.
Well, but I mean, something is wrong with our nation and our people. I like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I do. I don't know what his politics are. You know, I don't know how astute he is politically, or what he really knows or understands. I guess it would not be unusual since you go back to Ronald Reagan and you know, Ronald Reagan, who was an actor and was drafted to become the president of the United States. We saw how that went. But at least Ronald Reagan had some prior political, held office. He was a governor of California for many years. But Dwayne Johnson has no political involvement. He's never held office anywhere. You know, why would somebody think that he may be the guy who should be the president of the United States? And 50% of people said they would support him. You know, part of why we're in such trouble, so much trouble in this nation is I just don't think people take things seriously enough. And you certainly can't be taking things serious if you think that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, with no political background, should run for president of the United States. I understand we've got all these people, congressmen, senators, governors, and others that we can choose from, and yet people would prefer an entertainer. You know, I just don't think our nation thinks seriously enough about things. I honestly don't. I really don't. Let's go to the phone lines and CJ. Good morning to you, CJ. You say what?
Good morning, Earl. Thanks for taking my call. There's a lot of uninformed Americans and celebrities do cultivate emotions, and he seems like a really good guy.
He is that.
From what I know of him, I like him. But none of this discussion would happen if the president right now was doing a good job. If he was doing a good job in every aspect, any aspect of our lives, this wouldn't even be a discussion. The fact that a possible convicted convict, as your party and I hear spoken about every day, it's quite obvious that we're desperate. We're desperate for leadership in this country because this president has failed both the Republicans and Democrats.
All right, CJ, thank you very much for the call. This is not about this president. This is clearly about the fact that apparently the American people and who we look at and what we're looking for in leadership is not there. So it's not about Joe Biden being the president. That's what people are looking for because clearly the guy who's running on the other side of the ledger, if you look at anything that he's doing, maybe people haven't looked at the way that Donald Trump has cavorted himself in the court would tell you that there's something seriously wrong with that man screaming and yelling in the court and acting as though he's above that. So it's not even that. It's just the fact that Americans have lost their way. And yes, when there's more concern about Taylor Swift. Oh, Taylor Swift just became a billionaire. Elon Musk. Oh, Elon Musk may become the first trillionaire. I mean, the American people, for the most part, we're not serious enough. If we were serious enough thinkers, we wouldn't propose that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson should somehow, run for president of the United States. As serious a position as that is, without any background, but over 50% of us say we'd vote for him. What does that say about the American people? That he's somehow, because he's famous, because we're used to seeing him, he's got a great smile, great physique, rich, handsome guy. Oh, that's the guy who should be the president of the United States. We really are at a crossroads in this nation. Got to pay some bills. We'll return shortly. 844-967-2789. We'll be right back.
Your home for the Devil's Advocates. Weekday afternoons from 4 until 6 on The Shaw, 540 AM and 101.1 FM, WAUK. Local radio for you and your community. It's Civic Media's mission with stations across Wisconsin. Find your favorites at civicmedia.us.
Civic Media News. I'm Terry Bell. Here's what Wisconsin needs to know. Diversity offices at the universities of Wisconsin remain a sticking point in talks on UW system funding. The UW system announced $32 million in new spending Republicans are demanding for key degree programs last week. System President Jay Rothman.
This is a critical juncture. Are we going to invest in our universities? Are we going to invest in the greatest talent magnet the state has and talent developer that the state has, or are we not?
That's Rothman on Capital City Sunday on Channel 27 in Madison. Wisconsin's gun deer season starts Saturday. Wildlife officials remind hunters it's illegal to shoot from an all-terrain vehicle, even if it's parked. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources says guns and bows on ATVs have to be unloaded. I'm Terry Bell, Civic Media News. Here's what you need to know closer to home.
For WAUK News, I'm Stuart J. Waddles. This week, we'll get fresh insight into public opinion regarding the U.S. Supreme Court and prevailing political matters. The Marquette Law School pollsters are set to release a new report Wednesday and Thursday. The Wednesday poll will concentrate on the Supreme Court, while the Thursday poll will delve into the issues that voters prioritize. The upcoming polls follow last week's Marquette Law School poll, which examined the current state of the presidential race in Wisconsin. The Dodge County Sheriff's Office has reported that there have been no sightings of an escaped bull since it went missing Friday. It escaped the Milwaukee stockyards in Reeseville. The Sheriff's Office has described the bull as dangerous and unfriendly, cautioning that it may charge at people. The Sheriff's Office has been authorized to euthanize the bull if found, as it poses a threat. And that's what you need to know. I'm Stuart J. Waddles, WAUK News.
Up North News Radio with Pat Kreitlow.
Are you asking the court to do something that spells out a school funding formula?
This is not about the school finance formula itself. It's about the voucher programs. It says to create a system of public schools. It doesn't say anything about creating two parallel systems and sucking the money out of the public school system and providing it to the private school system, which is what is happening.
Up North News Radio with Pat Kreitlow. Weekday mornings 6 till 8 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app.
The Packers lose on the last play of the game. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Packers lost to the Steelers 23-19 in Pittsburgh. The game was back and forth and came down to the final 3 seconds. Green Bay on the Pittsburgh 16, and instead of a touchdown, the ball intercepted by the Steelers. Jordan Love.
Last play of the game, trying to take a shot to the end zone, dialed up a play that we, work all the time in practice. Pretty much just trying to get a shot right there in the front in line to Christian. The DB was able to jump in front of the route and make a pick.
The Packers now 3-6. They host the Chargers on Sunday. NBA, the Bucks are back at home tonight. They host the Chicago Bulls. Milwaukee losing to the Magic in Orlando 112-97. That snapped a 14-game winning streak the Bucks had over the Magic. Milwaukee now 5-4 for the year. College football, offense, defense, special teams, nothing seems to be working for the Wisconsin Badgers after losing at home 24-10 to Northwestern. Luke Fickell.
There's not a single complimentary thing right now that we're doing. I don't think we've done in the last couple of weeks.
With sports, I'm Mike Clement.
This is your local Civic Media radio station. Want to hear even more? Anytime? Find all of it at civicmedia.us.
Here's your updated forecast on the Shaw.
Sunny skies and calm this afternoon with highs around 58. Winds out of the west 10 to 15 miles an hour. Tonight, low is around 32. High of 58 tomorrow.
For Civic Media, I'm meteorologist Derek Height. Currently, it's 46 degrees.
The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here and ready to help anyone experiencing a suicidal, mental health, or substance use crisis. Call, text, or chat 988 to get connected to a trained Lifeline counselor. 988, here to support you. Sponsored by Wisconsin DHS.
Hey, son, how are you feeling?
I'm fine, Pops.
What's on your mind?
I can't explain it.
When your kid can't find the language, find the lyrics. Start a conversation at soundedouttogether.org. Brought to you by Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
Keeping Southeast Wisconsin informed, engaged, and entertained. This is The Shaw, 540 AM and 101.1 FM. WA.
December back in 63. What a very special time for me, as I remember
show. As always, you can join us at 844-967-2789, 844-967-2789. Text us at that same number. Calvin, are you a guy who uses microwave ovens?
Yeah, I would say I do.
Did you know the inherent dangers in using microwave ovens?
I guess I thought the danger was only if you stood too close and stared into it.
No, man. Things you should never put in the microwave oven. How was any of us to know that? Because I've done this. You know, you've got some potatoes you've cooked over on the stove or in the stove in the oven, and you didn't eat all of them, and you have to put them in the refrigerator. And who would ever know that you should never rewarm any potatoes that you've cooked above the stove or in the oven, on the top of the range or in the oven, that should never go into the microwave because it creates poisonous. I mean, I guess there's so many things that go on and so much information that we don't know about that impacts and affects our lives. I just love going into this information. Uh, you know, I remember when microwaves first came into existence. You know, it's just how old I guess I really am. And we used to think, man, we watch it on television, and only the rich had microwaves, right? And so you would say, wow, man, look at that. They could put something in there and food would be ready in, short period of time. But we never knew anything about those rays. Reheating cooked potatoes can lead to ingestion of a dangerous bacteria. While it's usually very safe to zap certain potatoes in the microwave when they're fresh, the same can't be said when it comes to pre-cooked potatoes. If you are planning on microwaving leftovers, you may need to rethink your plan. When potatoes have been cooked and cooled in the refrigerator, they can create a kind of bacteria called Clostridium botulinum or whatever. Whatever it is, it says that you and I should not be putting potatoes that you have cooked either in the oven or above the oven and refrigerated. They should never go back into a microwave oven to be reheated because of the inherent dangers of that. Reheating potatoes in the microwave won't get rid of the bacteria, which could then cause a potentially fatal illness called botulism. Botulism, yeah. It may be safe to reheat your potatoes in the oven instead, but it is best to check on an individual basis, depending on how the potatoes were cooked and cooled down in the first place. Man, there's so many things, Calvin, that that we are not privy to, information that we don't know. Did you know rice in the microwave could lead to food poisoning? Did you know that rice contains spores of something called Bacillus cereus? This bacteria is present on uncooked rice, but can be mainly removed when you cook rice in boiling water. That's why it's always best to cook rice in a pan of boiling water or using specific rice steamer. What I'm saying is that there's so many things that impact and affect us, a lot of creations that people have made to improve our lives, to make things better. In the long run, they found cause us tremendous harm. And these are things that we would never know about unless somebody takes the time to write them down And then somebody like me who's scouring to try to find things to talk about finds those things out. Because we've been, all of us thinking that those things are safe for us. And it turns out that many of these things are not safe for us. And, there's the latest, and that I've got this thing that I've never used. Bought it almost 2 years ago. And Calvin, it's what do you call it, man? You put your food in it and it doesn't use oil, and it's called
An air fryer.
an air fryer. Right now it's everybody's using air fryers. Have you ever used one?
Yep, I have one.
Have you used it?
Yeah.
They work well?
Yeah, they work pretty good. It's just like a self-contained convection oven is basically what it is.
Okay, so what's a convection oven? I don't know what that
A
is.
convection oven is like a oven with like a fan.
Okay.
It like moves the air through it. It's supposed to
So
cook things faster.
So what about the flavor? Doesn't it doesn't lose flavor, any of those things?
Oh no, it gets things crispier than the oven without using oil like you would in a fryer. So it's kind of like a happy medium between the two.
Well,
I'd say.
I've had one for 2 years, and I keep seeing it sitting over there, and every time I go past it, it says, "Hey, come here, hey, hey, remember me? Hey, come on, come here." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I remember you. I bought you 2 years ago. Are you ever going to use me? Hey, come here." Let's go to Lynn from Oconomowoc. Hey, good morning to you, Lynn. How you doing?
I'm doing well, even though I eat my eggs once over medium. I received a written questionnaire from I believe it was the CDC.
Yes.
Stating that if you eat your eggs with a runny yolk, you're going to die from some kind of bacterial infection. And it said after the 12th page, are you still going to eat your eggs once over medium? And I said, seeing that I had sushi for dinner last night, the runny yolk doesn't bother me at all. And when I was a child, my mom would crack eggs into the blender with orange juice, raw eggs. And it's delicious. Raw eggs and orange juice blended. Eggs, like in the meringue, don't need
Right.
to have sugar. They're very sweet. So I grew up on raw eggs.
So let me ask you, all of these inventions, and I know, we can't be protected from everything, right? But I never knew that you shouldn't use plastic in microwaves, right? We've been using them ever since they came out with microwaves. We've been using plastics, right?
A lot of the food
Comes in plastic.
Prepared food from even Costco comes in plastic.
Did you know that
And
plastic should never be used in microwaves?
yeah, well, yes, and my daughter reminds me that all the time, and I still put the water into the plastic container and throw it's shrimp ramen from Costco. It's pretty good. Add a little soy sauce. And, hey, I'm still alive and I'm older than you.
So Lynn, I guess the point is, if they tell us that it's unsafe to eat food in plastic in a microwave, why do they keep putting it in plastic?
Oh, glass is very heavy. I always heat water in my glass Pyrex measuring cups. I do reheat my coffee in my porcelain cups or whatever they are. I do not, other than the containers coming in plastic, I do not reheat things in plastic. But I just finished 4 baked potatoes over a period of like a week and a half. that I had baked in the oven and then reheated in the microwave, and I didn't get
So,
sick.
so listen to this. Heating water in the microwave could cause it to become dangerously hot. We know that. But it also says it creates I forgot what this is called. When boiling water in Pyrex and Chinaware, you should never boil or cook anything or reheat anything in Chinaware because it could contain metal that becomes dangerous when heated in the microwave. How do we know what's in the Chinaware?
Well, I'm pretty confident that I have my whole set of kitchen dishes have lead in them.
I know. So what are you trying to do? Make mockery of my conversation this morning?
No, I'm
only
putting
joking.
a realistic spin on it.
I'm only joking. You know, Lynn, the realistic part of all of it is, you really can't protect yourself. We can't be protected from everything, but I do expect our government to protect us from some things. Let us know ahead of time before those things go on the market so we can make a decision, an educated decision on whether or not we want to be exposed to those things. Is that fair enough?
Absolutely.
That's all I'm talking about. Let me know so I'll know, right? And then I can make educated decision on whether or not I'm going to put those potatoes that you put in the microwave on yesterday and did whatever it did to them, and you devoured them.
I did give my second air fryer to my daughter.
Oh, okay.
I have the one with the tray and you can't see it cooking, and that drives me crazy. And so I bought a second, I had the big Kohl's 30% off, probably a lot of Kohl's cash to spend. So I bought a second air fryer with the window.
Well,
I took it out of the box, put it on the counter, never unwrapped it.
See that, Calvin? I don't feel alone.
It in.
I don't feel alone. Hey, Lynn, thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for chiming in. We'll be right back. What do you say? 844-967-2789. Be right back.
WAUK.
Earn extra cash for the holidays. Visit Robert Hack Diamonds for their gold buying event November 15th through the 18th. They'll buy your gold for real green, and you could walk away with tickets to see the Green and Gold score a touchdown in Green Bay. Score top dollar with an offer on the spot for your unwanted gold, silver, and diamonds, all in a relaxed atmosphere. Get free professional valuations from a local name and trusted company. You'll learn exactly what you have and what it's worth with the international experience at Robert Hack Diamonds. Did you inherit jewelry that may not be to your taste but is sentimental? Why not convert it to something new and exciting? or trade in your outdated pieces for something new. So many options. Robert Hack is having their gold buying event November 15th through the 18th and is paying cash for your unwanted gold, silver, and diamonds. See him in Brookfield, just east of Moreland on Greenfield Avenue, or 76th and Layton, right on the corner of Greenfield. Visit roberthackdiamonds.com.
The Shaw, WAUK.
All right, welcome back to the Earl Ingram Show. As always, you can join us at 844-967-2789. Text us at that same number. Let's go to Bob. Good morning to you, Bob. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Earl. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fine, sir.
Well, Earl, I want to dive back to the topic you had about a half an hour ago. I'm a missionary driving. I take food out from the gathering of Southeast Wisconsin, and I take that out on the near west side of Milwaukee. I take out warm meals 5 mornings a week, and 2 evenings a week, and Saturday noon. And there's never enough. There's never enough meals. There's so many hungry people here in the Milwaukee area, and especially on the near west side. And I'm very thankful that the gathering of Southeast Wisconsin is able to provide meals for me to take out. On behalf of my church.
Bob. Peace and blessings to you and others who understand, who see people as human beings and who see them as they are, who don't see them as just a bump on the log. As I stated before, Thanksgiving is a time that there's always enough, and our nation and everybody makes an effort to make sure that everybody, I don't care who it is, even your enemy, make sure that they get fed on that one day out of the year. The other 364, it's almost as if, people can manage. But I just happen to believe that we can do it that one year. We should be able, one day out of the year, we should be able to do that, more. Don't you?
Earl, I think we need to step it up. I think we can all do it. I think we can do it 365 days a year. The way I look at it is, there but by the grace of God go I.
No question, sir.
Yeah, and again, the charity I'm carrying meals from is the Gathering of Southeast Wisconsin.
Well, thank you, sir, and tell them that we all thank them because when you're doing that kind of work, you don't do that work for somebody to give you praise, right? Because people don't see it. All of you souls who have gathered and are doing that are doing the work that we all need to be doing some of. So thank you, and may God bless you and continue to keep you as you continue to do that kind of work. It's invaluable. Appreciate it. Let me say this to you guys. If you've already bought your turkey and it's frozen, you're making a mistake. If you've never had fresh turkey, then you are missing out on a delicacy. Turkeys that have been frozen sometimes 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. You don't know because there is no expiration date on how long a turkey can be frozen before they can sell it. And so you don't know how long the frozen turkey that you bought has been frozen. And I'll tell you the difference. And there's a reason why it costs more if it's fresh. If once you thaw out your frozen turkey, push your thumb on the breast. And if you see an indentation that remains there, you can rest assured that the flesh of that bird has been frozen, and basically the freshness of it, the flavor of it, is basically gone because the ice has done damage to the flesh of the bird. Contrast that with buying a fresh bird and do the same thing. Push your thumb on the breast and watch it spring back up. Makes all the difference in the world. The flavor of a turkey that's never been frozen. And really, to be honest with you, you pay more, but you always get what you pay for. When turkeys are, and here's when turkeys are $1.20 a pound during Thanksgiving for a frozen bird, or sometimes 99 cents. But a fresh turkey is $2.80 a pound. Figure it out. Something must be going on with the turkey that's $2.80 a pound. That's better than the one that's 99 cents a pound. Hey, Bill, what's going on, man?
Well, boy, you put me in the Thanksgiving mood. You got me hungry right now. You must be a heck of a cook. But I'll tell you what, if this happens, I do a lot in the outdoors. Run outfitting service, take people hunting. We do a lot of turkey hunting in spring. If you like fresh turkey, I would give you, if I can, a wild turkey, and you'd make that. And buddy, I'm telling you right now, you think domestic turkey tastes good, you ought to try a wild one.
Never had a wild turkey.
What we recommend is you pluck them, and then you stuff them with apples and oranges or just standard stuffing, but the breast meat is dark.
Oh, really?
That wild turkey uses every muscle in his body. He flies.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's got to fly. As far as the domestic turkey, they couldn't fly if you ask them.
I know. Bill, I wish we had more time. I wish we had more time. I'm going to bring this back up because we got a little time. Thank you very much. Thank everybody who made the show go. I got to get out of here. Thank you, Calvin. You've been tuned into the Earl Ingram Show. Enjoy. This week is going to be really warm the whole week. See you later.